Hey guys, it's Goalies Boy 3535 here, and today I'm going to go about showing you how I tape my stick. So this channel is going to be dedicated to goalies who like working with their equipment and like finding good tips and tricks to share with each other to make themselves better with their gear. I also am going to do some footage and show myself playing some games, practices, maybe do some analyzing of that. I'll see what the reviewers, people watching think or what they want. But today I'm going to start off by showing how I tape my goalie stick. So I use a Bauer Supreme 2S. I don't use the Pro. I didn't like the cutout. I thought it looked a little flimsy. I just didn't feel comfortable with it. It's got good balance. It feels pretty light. It's got nice puck feel. And I don't know if you can see on the camera here, but there's like a crack in there. Kind of hear it crackling in there. So it might be time for a new one, but for today's purpose, it should be just fine. So I'm gonna, as I'm guessing again, you can probably see is I have started the knob and the trigger grip. These, I've already had these and I didn't want to replace them. They were fine. So I'm just going to leave this. For this trigger grip, you find it really helps with the control. I don't like doing a cutout. I think this is better. You find where you like to hold it, get your finger in the kind of spot, and then right there you just rip the tape in half with the acquired thickness and then go around until you feel comfortable with your hand there. Everyone's got a different hand size and feel, so it'll vary. This is about what I like mine. Not super thick, not too thin, but I found it's really helped my game with stick control and everything, and I would really recommend giving it a try. So first, I'm going to show you how I do my knob. Now, I use a little bit of a smaller knob. As a goalie, or player, sorry, I play the puck like this. I put my finger over here and stuff, and I used to have a bigger knob and go here, but I found that I get more lift when I go here, just like a player, kind of get a little bit more flim flow. So I'm going to be using that, and that's how I go about doing it. I mean, I'd recommend trying a smaller knob. I mean, I certainly made the adjustment. I certainly liked it. So a few things we're going to need today to go about doing this is grip tape. I use Renfrew grip tape. It's real squishy. It's got good grip. I tried Howie's and other grip tapes. They were cheaper. They didn't feel as quality. This stuff works really well. I definitely recommend this kind of grip tape. Next up, we got Renfrew hockey tape. I don't really care what kind of hockey tape it is. Hockey tape's hockey tape. Next up's Howie's Hockey Wax. I got this from a buddy a long time ago, and I haven't gone through all of it, so there's no point in buying a new one. I'll probably expand out when I run out of this wax, but until then, this will do just fine. Here's that. I'm sure most people know what this is. Finally, get a good sharp pair of scissors. It's going to pay it well for you because when you're taping your stick, you want to make sure your cuts are clean and crisp or the blade is going to come undone. So, first what I do is I take the white hockey tape here. You can use black or white. It's personal preference because we're going to go over it with grip tape. But if you don't like grip tape, I would not use black because it'll look kind of like a puck. Especially with the knob here, I would recommend doing white, but that's just me, and everyone likes different things. So first off, I like to start, I start right here at the top. It's hard to get a good camera angle on this, with one film. So I'm going to start right here at the very top. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. About right there. And this is pretty basic. I like to make sure that it's all covered. I know we're going to go over it, but I still want to make sure it looks covered and take care of it. And I'm just going to go on down. You want to try to wrap it tight, but it's not the most important thing in the world. It's going to be covered. I like to go fairly far down there. I just found that when I have with my blocker, having more tape there just helps than having less. I've tried less and I've tried more, and I found that more just feels more comfortable. I feel I can hold it a lot better, and when it slides down, it doesn't because if you have a little bit here, just a little movement and you're off and it slips. But if you go more, you got some distance to go. So I've been doing that for quite a while. I really enjoy it. I think it's a good way to do it. I'm gonna undo this little piece here. Sorry. Yep, so then I'd probably go to about right here. This is about the desired length that I like to go. We're gonna rip it. Here, I just push on here and just pull it off. It's not hard. Just like to do it. So now, onto the grip tape. Got a fresh roll grip tape here. Maybe. Just put it up there. And I like to start at the top. So when you get new grip tape, you always get like some little bit of like a line so you can see where you open it. You gotta see that. And I just ripped that off. I think it looks really dumb to have a line on there, but I mean, if you want to waste grip tape, I get it. So what I do is I start at the very top. And this part's kind of important, so I'm gonna maybe stand up here a little closer. And I like to go over the knob like this. So you get over it, then I go around and I push this down so then it's over the knob and nice and flat. And then I just start going down. Nope, I don't do that. I didn't do that as perfect as I like. So I like to go around the knob because I feel that when you're doing it, or when you're playing the puck or whatever, I feel it's a little bit more attached. And I also, when I didn't do the knob, I had grip tape slide down. It's also why I did the tape here, so grip tape stays up a little better. And I found that that's really helpful for playing the puck. It's all one. You can just get a better feel. And you know, you want to make sure this is patted down. It can be annoying if it comes up. I don't go super thick with the grip tape. Some people like it. Oh my gosh. Some people like it a little bit thicker there. I don't love it when it gets too thick, but I think it's better than I don't like to see much of the tape when I'm done with it, but I don't want it to be so thick that it's just like padding. I feel that I like a feel on my stick. You know, it helps me play the puck right. And we'll go there and just cut it off. So that's how I do it right there. Goes over it. I put down the butt end, so that's pretty much covered. And then, most people who use grip tape will understand this part. Take my white tape, and we're just gonna go around the very bottom part here because I don't want this tape during the games or practices. I mean, since again I play the puck a lot, I move my hand up and down the stick all the time. So I want this to be covered so that it stays on and doesn't fray. So this is how I do my knob. This is a completed knob. Feels perfect for my hand in there. Really like it. Good feel in here. Perfect for poke checking, holding knob. So next off, we're going to go down to the middle. This right here is my trigger grip, as I already showed. But I will be making a little bit of a difference to it. I don't like just even this plain grip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white tape. And I'm going to go right here on the middle. And I'm going to go, this one I don't go as far. On the Bauer sticks, they have, you can kind of see, here I'll show you that real quick. You can kind of see where the grip ends, right around there. So I just go up to that point. I think it's like a good indicator. I like the grip to not be in the way because it sticks a little too much. And I really like the feeling of that soft grip tape. I used to just do tape here, but the tape would roll up really, really easy. And I got sick of replacing it. And so, you know, you can just rip that off really easy too. So I got sick of replacing it. So now, I get here, and right here would roll up like crazy after one skate, and it would get ruined. So I'm just going to go over it with grip tape because I find that it just holds it all together. And I like the squishy feeling of it there, not too much, but a little bit. So we're going to go around there. If you like, you can go around more than once, like 2 times around to make it a little thicker. I don't need it that thick, but if you're someone with smaller hands and you want to have more control over the stick, or sorry, bigger hands, and real big hands, and I have biggish hands, but if you have real big hands and you really like that thick feel, then I would just go around twice. I think that works well. So we're just going to go on around here, and we're going to get to the bottom, and we're just going to finish it off nice, rip it off. Oh, that wasn't so good. And we're going to pat it down. So this is the finished knob. I always make sure I cover this part because then it starts fraying. Sometimes I would put a little tape here and there, but this purpose it's been working just fine like this. And if it gets bad, you can always put tape on it. But I don't like having to put tape on this part. I feel then you don't feel the grip as much. Where in here, you can still feel the grip with that. So this, I'm just going to leave this. I really like this trigger grip along with the grip. I find that you just so much better control than with other sticks, so I would definitely recommend it. Now we're going to move on to the blade, which is obviously the most important part. So as I've already described, I am a puck handling goalie. I love to handle the puck. I come out of my net a lot. I like how Stalock charges out of his net all the time. If anyone's watching any of his games when he backs up Dubnyk, I really like it that way. So where I like to start is about there, maybe about here. I don't want to go too far up because I don't like a lot of weight on my stick. But I also want to have grip on the heel where I start playing the puck, and it keeps it consistent. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to get in a position so you guys can see. I don't want to, you can't really see me taping it. So we're going to start right there. Yeah, right about there. Oh, sorry. A little off. There we go. Let's get it started, and then I'll show you a little bit better how I get it in there. So I go about right there. I like to make it spread out on this part a little bit. I used to go a little bit closer together, but I found that it used more tape, and that in turns to weight, and I don't not like very much weight on my stick. That's one of the reasons that I used the Supreme. I was gonna get the 2S, but I didn't like the heaviness, and they didn't, or the, not the heaviness, the looked a little flimsy, and I could have, they didn't have it in the store. I was gonna maybe go to another store, but I decided just to get this one. I've liked this stick. It's durable. I mean, it's fairly durable. I mean, there's a little crack in it, but I mean, it's what you expect when you're taking a lot of shots. And so I just keep going around here about this pace. I like to make sure that I don't miss spots, because if I mess up on those spots, then I'll have to redo it later, and nobody likes doing that. So we're just going to keep going around here. Yeah, this stick also has a little chip right in the bottom there. Yeah, you can kind of see a little dent, I think, right there, right in there. And that doesn't really affect playing the puck that much, but it is one thing that you tape over and you'll see it. So overall, I think this is a good stick. I'd recommend it. I mean, I'm gonna have a review on this stick because I used the S190 before this, and I found this had some improvements, but I felt it was also a little less durable because the S190 lasted me for 2 years. It's over there in the background. I don't know if you can see it. It's over there in the background. Good stick. The blade kind of wore out after a while, and so it's not as smooth, so that's why I've been using this one. I always cover the sticker. I don't like the look of the sticker sticking out. That's just me personally. I think it looks really dumb, but I like to cover the toe because I want it to feel consistent. So now we have reached the toe, and as you can see, there's a little bit of muck there, so I'm just gonna like wipe that off. Just extra crap there from another tape job. And so what we're gonna do is we are gonna go around here. We're gonna pull past the blade right here. We're gonna past it. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go past it. This is really hard to get this, do this, show you at the same time as, so we're gonna go past it. Kind of this is how a forward would do it, and this is how I do it too. I've always done it this way. I just find that it really gets a little better feel. I always make sure I cover up the back. You want to make sure it's fully covered because as a goalie, I mean, I don't know if this is all goalies, but for me, I get driven nuts when it's not just right. And I think it looks a lot better and feels a lot better when everything's in order. So now this is when your scissors are going to come in handy. You're going to clip it off right here. And if you do it, someone like me, I mean, this wasn't perfect on the toe. Not super happy with that, but I can live with it. You can see here on the toe, it should have this little extra stuff left over. So we're just going to go ahead and cut around it like this. You're going to come here and you're going to get as close as you can to the blade, and you're going to cut around it. Cut around it. I'll pick that up later. Just kind of make sure you smooth that part out because that excess tape is not needed. And just doesn't help the stick be very smooth. It's hard to be pretty perfect with this part, but I mean, you want to try to get it as close as you can. I mean, this, I've noticed that it's a lot more durable when it's actually closed because then water doesn't get in quite as easily. I mean, water still gets in. It's hockey. The rink's filled with water, but it's a little easier. And I like to pat it down, rub it up. And that is what my blade looks like when it's completed. But I have one more step, is I go about and I use wax to make sure, so I was training at a goal camp, and they they don't have, it's a mini rig, so they don't have a Zamboni. And so they do it at the end of the day, this little tiny Zamboni thing. And so I went to the camp and I wasn't using wax, and the snow piled up on my stick like crazy. And I decided I had this kind of laying around. I'm like, I might as well try it. Tried it. I really liked it. It felt good. Never really been a wax person, but after that I started to like it. So I've added this in because it's something that's been helpful for me. And I recommend it more for practices. I mean, you could use it for your games, but if you really just don't want that snow, then it can be most important practices when the ice builds up. Long practices, hard skaters, all that, it builds up. So I use the same spot here. You can kind of see that cutout. And I go along the bottom, like here, just to make sure this is layered because this part is going to get beat up. Then I like to go around the toe. I want all this to be covered. Right up there. And then I go about the top, come down. And then here, I'm not super particular. I just throw it on there. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's wax, it doesn't show. As long as you just feel like you cover most of it. I mean, I for sure try to get a strip on the bottom. Up here is not as important. I don't like too much because then it just feels crappy, sloppy. Just get a little bit, doesn't matter really which way you go. I get the backhand too, I think. It can build up there too, you know, playing the puck or whatever. And I want my backhand to be crisp when I'm trying to move the puck to my forehand, or, you know, maybe just using it to play the puck that way. So I can go about here. Make sure, you know, everything looks smooth and patted down. And that is how I tape my stick. So the final product here, this is the blade. Decent cutout, not great, but it does the job. Trigger grip with grip here, with tape to secure it. And here we have the knob with a small knob for good mobility and a tape to hold it down. Now with this stick, this is like I might use for my practices. So one thing I might do is I might cover this with some tape just so it doesn't break there. But for now, I don't think I need to do that. So that's going to be it. So thank you guys, all of you who checked out. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and for more goalie content. And thanks.